This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone. Hope you are hearing me, and I hope you are able to see my screen as well. If anybody is unable to hear me, or if you are unable to see my screen, then just let me know in the chat box. And meanwhile, all of you please mute yourself so that we will be starting our session. Yeah, okay guys, thank you. We'll start the session now. Today we are here to have some discussion on full stack development. So before getting into this full stack development, let's have some small introduction to software applications. So what are the different categories are there in software applications? That is a broad category which I am talking about. And usually here the software applications are two types. A basic category, that is standalone applications as well as web-based applications. Standalone and web-based applications here. So what is the meaning of standalone applications and what is the meaning of web-based applications? We'll see now. So standalone software applications are nothing but, here I will give some examples so that you can easily understand about that. Something like calculator, which we use in our PC, or something like Paint or media players, Windows Media Player, VLC Media Player, like that. These things would be considered as a standalone applications. These are examples for that. And how this will be running is, we have our own machine. This is called client machine or something like PC computer. And there what we'll be having, we'll be installing those softwares. And once we install them, then we can able to run them any number of times we want to run it. We can able to run it, install once and run any number of times. And one important thing here is, for the running of this, we don't require any internet connection, which means to run this we don't require any other system, any other server system is not required to run such applications. Such applications are considered as standalone applications here. And the next category comes here, web-based applications. or we call them as web applications. Web-based application or web application here. In that, the examples are something like Gmail application or Facebook application or something railway ticket booking, IRCTC, Book My Show, etc. So these are the examples for web-based applications. So here, if you want to work with these web-based applications at a time, two systems must be in coordination to achieve that application. So if you really want to work anything through that applications, always two systems are to be interconnected. Then only we can able to work with that. So what are those two systems? One is the system which we are using, that is called client machine here, and the next one is something like server machine, which may not be present at our premises, which might be present at some other location, but that machine also should be in touch with our client machine. So then only we can able to work with these applications. So this machine is called what? Client machine, and this machine is called here server machine here. Since this server machine is located at remote places, not at our premises, right? So that is the reason we are using internet to connect to such a servers here. That is the reason here we have to use internet for working with these applications. Actually, we don't require internet. If you have your own wire set up from your client machine to server machine, then that is fine. From your computer or from your mobile or somewhere else, from here, if you can make a wire directly from your place to Gmail server. Assume Gmail is the application. Gmail server, which is located at somewhere in the Google office. If you can put your own wire, then not required the internet. But that is impossible, right? Highly. That is the reason we use already an established connections which are already there in the world. So such established network is nothing but internet here. So assume like this blue color is the internet line, is the internet, and in which all the systems are already connected here. So assume like this is one system, this is another system, this is a Google system, assume like this is a Facebook system. All these systems are something like this IRCTC system, this is our own PC. So all these systems are already interconnected to your network called internet here. So that is the reason we are directly using an internet to work with these applications. Okay, how we are able to connect this? Okay, through internet you are able to connect to server machine. But what exactly happens with the client machine as well as server machine, we should know here. So first of all, take the example of Gmail. Assume like we do not have any account for the Gmail as of now. Then what we'll be doing? We'll be opening our browser, will be opening here, right? In the client side, we'll be opening something called a browser here. And then we'll be entering something in the sign up. We'll take some page like sign up page in the browser, and then we'll be entering something like our first name, our last name, something like some data will be entering there. So once we are entering such data there, then we'll be typing all the data. Once it is completed, then we'll be pressing one button will be there here. So that button will be pressing sign up button or register here button, something like that will be pressing there, right? So that is called what? One request which we are sending from our browser to server here. Request we are sending from browser to server there. Then what happens inside the server? There will be certain program will be there already. A written program will be there, a predefined program will be there inside the server. The program we call server side software here. That program already been written and as well as installed in the server machine. Then what happens? Whatever the request which is coming from the client side, whatever the request which is coming from the client side, that will be stored into the server, and that request will be taken into account, and that request will be processed in the server machine. Then immediately what server will do is server will send back the response to the client machine one more time. So once the request is processed, then it will be sending the response to the client machine here. What is the meaning of response here? So assume like our activity is the sign up activity. So once the sign up is successfully completed, then what happens? It will take the data, first name, last name, and all. Then it will call the database at the back end. So there will be certain database will be there in the back end, right? So it will call the database, and all the data will be stored inside the database here. And who will do that activities? Whatever the program we are writing in the server, so the program itself will be doing such activity here. So that is called what here? Storing the data here. So here your server program only will call the database, and it will store the data into the database whenever it is required here. And this activity is performed by the server. And whenever it is required the data to be fetched from the database also, the server only will be doing such activity. Server in the sense inside the server, whatever the program we are writing, so that will be doing that activity here. And here tomorrow, assume like today we are done with the activity called sign up activity, and tomorrow we will do login activity, right? So then at that time what we will do, we'll go with something username and password, that is mail id and password. So assume like you entered your mail id and password correctly, you entered, then what happens? Server will take that username and password, and that will also get the data from the yesterday's database, yesterday whatever the data you are entered, right? So from that your credentials will be taken, and that will be matched with your enter credentials. If both are equal, if both are same, then what happens? So there you will be getting something like a your home page. You'll be getting home page as the response here. This is one case. Assume like yesterday when you registered, you gave password 1234. Today you are giving password something like 424231 or something like that, wrong password. Then what happens? It will not give you the home page. It will give you same login page only, but some error message will be sent back, right, as a response here. So this is what usually happens in every web application here. So every web application working is nothing but here. This is the process of both request as well as response here. All the requests will be sent, and once the requests are sent, the same request will be processed here with the help of server side software. Once the process is done, then the respective response will be sent back to the client here. So many clients will be there, and one server machine will be there to respond to them. See, yeah, I assume this is your machine, right? In the same way, one more person is having their own computer, and there they will be entering some data that they will be connecting to the server machine, and then they will be working with that. How to connect to the server is very simple. Just open your browser, and in that enter the website address, so that you can able to connect it to the server machine. This is what happens in every web application. All the times inside the server, user will be sending different requests. What is the meaning of request here? Whatever you are entering through your keyboard and something like pressing, that is called one request, or something you are doing through your mouse also should be also will be considered as a request here. So different requests will be sent to the server on daily basis, every time it is happening, and whatever the request coming, those requests will be served by the server here. And if it is required, it will connect to the database, and as well as if it required, it will send some response also here. How the response will be sent is, sometimes the response will be in the form of data, some message will be there, or sometimes the response will be in the form of some web pages also. So if you are entering all your data done in Book My Show application, then your payment page will be uh, coming back as a response to the client here. So assume like you are done with the selection of all the seats, then next what happens? The payment page will be displayed to the user, right? And how that will be displayed? That will be displayed as a response here. So this is about your web application. Okay, fine. But to happen this, I am just telling like one program will be there, so that will take care of all these activities I told you, right? So how that program will be working means, how can we able to write such program, or using what technologies we can able to write such programs is very important here. So not only that, even at client side also, how can we able to connect to the application server is important here, right? So in the client side, so how can we able to develop the website here, and in the server side, how can we able to develop the server side programs here, right? So assume like this is the client side and this is something like server side here, right? So here always the connection will be there between the server as well as client here. Yeah. So here something like browser will be there. Inside the browser will be connecting to the website here. But to develop that, what will be there inside the website? All web pages will be there always, right? Sign up page, this registration page, sign in page, like that will be there. Once we are done with sign up, what message will be getting? The data will be sent to the server. Server will take the data and that will store the data into the database. And immediately, what happens? One message will be sent back as your registration successfully completed. So that will be coming as a response to us, right? So, but to develop this website at the client side, this is called client side software. So to work with web-based applications, two kind of softwares we have to develop. We have to write. One is C. To just to work with standalone application, only one kind of software we have to develop. Once media player has to be written using some language, we have to write a code for media player and then write it and then simply install in any machine and run it. If you want to work with that, only a single machine is required. Once install it and you run it any number of times. But if you want to work with web-based application, some software has to be written for website and some software has to be written for handling the request. That is like server side software here. So whenever we want to develop some software, we must and should use take the help of certain languages, software languages here, right? So here importantly, to develop the client side, we will be using something like HTML, CSS, as well as JavaScript here. These are the languages we'll be using to develop the client side software. These are a must. Any person who want to develop the web page, website is nothing but a collection of different web pages, right? If anybody wants to develop the web pages, websites, they have to use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And next comes your here something like here server side software, right? So some software will be writing inside the server so that it can handle the request. Whenever a request comes, it has to handle such a request here, right? And to develop these, we have to use certain server side languages. We have to use it. That is like we can use a language called Java. We can able to use here, or something like Node. We can able to use here, or something like Python. We can able to use here, or something like .NET or PHP, something like that. We can able to use here to develop the server side software, right? And but for developing this, we'll be using this as the primary languages, and as well as we will be using something here as a one of the framework here, front end side framework here, or client side framework will be using. That framework name is something like Angular. Why we will be using framework? Because only for one reason. If you are using HTML, CSS, only JavaScript for the development, absolutely we can able to develop the client side. That is like website we can able to develop. But if you want to make it more reactive, more responsive, more reliable and all, so nowadays people are using any one of the front end side, client side framework here, Angular or React. These are not languages. These are like these are based on JavaScript only. These are like based on JavaScript only. JavaScript is the backend language will be there, but there are certain rules and regulations will be there using which you can able to develop the applications which work more faster and as well as more reactive and more responsive. So such frameworks are Angular or React here. Clear? And next year for even these language Java, Node, Python, for these also you will be using certain frameworks you will be using here. So if it is Java, we will be using certain frameworks, something like here Spring, which will make your Java work easy. Spring, or for Node, we will be using certain framework like Express we will be using. For Python, we will be using something like here Django will be using. And for .NET, we'll be using something like .NET Core, etc. We'll be using as a framework. So whenever we are using frameworks, then the development would be easier. So once we are developing this server-side software and all, we'll be storing the software in one of the servers. We'll buy one server and there will be storing here. Next, this one is called one website we'll be developing, and that website will be hosting with some domain name we'll be purchasing, something like www, something like hello is your domain name. Then in that hello.com we'll be purchasing, and inside that we'll be storing our what you call like client side software, that is website we'll be storing inside this, so that all the people whoever using internet can able to access our application here. Clear? So this is about the web-based application. And any web-based applications which we are talking will be having three layers. A typical web-based applications will always have three layers here. And what are those three layers any web-based typical web-based application will be having here? So the first layer is called here presentation layer here. The first layer is known as presentation layer, and the next one is known as application layer, or some people even call it as business layer here. Application layer or business layer. And the next one is called data or database layer here. Data or database layer or persistence layer here. So that is like, see, application layer is nothing but your server side software, where we'll be writing the server side software is inside the server, right? All the code what we are writing using either Java or Node is known as what here application, means exactly your application, what your application has to do. So that is like your application has to send some messages, or your application is to book some ticket, or your application is to do some other activities. Then all those activities will be taken care by your application. That's why we call that layer also business layer here. And your business layer is always will be connected here with the database here. Why? Because see, you are purchasing some data here, right? Assume like e-commerce website, you are purchasing some data, so that all purchasing logic will be written in the business layer. But once you are purchased, that will be stored in your database as the purchased items, right? Always you can able to see in the history here. Then how we are able to see that and all, that is only because of that is stored inside the database here. So application layer is always connected with the database layer. And why database layer is used? Database layer is used only for the storing the data for long time. Permanently, if you want to store the data from your application, we will be using database layer, and these two will be always interconnected. But whether this application layer or database layer, we can't see. As a user cannot see either application layer or database layer here. Then but what user can see is, user can only see presentation layer. That is like, if you take any e-commerce website, how that will be happening at the backend we can't see. But what we can see, we can able to see only sign up page, we can able to see sign in page, next we can able to see home page, next we can able to see something like search page, and there's different items we can search, and we can able to see click to add here to cart, click to add, something like that, buttons we can able to see. All those things are called here presentation layer here. All those things are called presentation layer here. And other things we cannot see here, both application layer we can't see as a user, and as well as database layer also nobody can see. As a user cannot see all those things, right? Where this data is going to store, and in what database it is storing, Oracle or something, nobody can see that. So every web application usually follows this three-tier, we call it as a typical three-tier architecture here. And also a user cannot see both application layer as well as database layer, but user can see only presentation layer here. So that is the reason this presentation layer, we call it as a user interface here. What we call presentation layer here, we call presentation layer as a user interface. Why? Because this is the only layer through which a user can connect to our entire application. So here only this is like an entry point for our application through which only we'll be doing all these operations at the back end. If you do something here, the operations will be happening at the back end here. That's why it is acting as a user interface. So between the user and as well as between the application, this will be acting as a bridge. That is the reason we call it as a user interface. And also one more name is there for that, is called what here, front end here. So we call it as a front end of the application here. And why we call it as a front end here? Because all this application layer and database layer, as we cannot see uh, as a user, that will be the back end of your application. But what we can see at front side is called what here, front end application. So whenever you are able to develop the full-fledged web-based applications, if you can develop the website perfectly, then we call it as a UI development here. That website development we usually consider as a UI development here, or we can even consider as a front end development, front end application, full-fledged front end development or front end application we call it as. So to develop such applications, so what is the knowledge one should require? Already we discussed about that. That is like one should have the knowledge in HTML, CSS, and then JavaScript here. So other than that, they should know a framework also here. They should know the framework also. So one of the frameworks here is they can use something like Angular, or they can use something like here React. They can able to use here. And next comes your application or business layer. So to come up with the application or business layer, what we have to do here is first we have to create a server, we have to create, and then we have to write some logics here. So logics we have to develop here. So what your business exactly, how it has to work here. So we have to develop the server as well as logic, application logic, how it has to work, we have to write. So to write that, we have to use either some languages, something like either Java. See here, HTML and CSS and JavaScript is required, but here to develop this, we can use either Node or Python, something like this. We can able to use any one of those languages. And next comes your data here. So the data has to be stored here. So I will be using database here for data storage purpose. We'll be using here database layer. To store that data, we will be using certain databases. Databases may be anything. You can able to use something like some SQL related databases. What are the SQL related databases? Oracle, MySQL, all these databases we can able to use here. So your databases, two types will be there always. SQL related databases will be there and no SQL related database will be there. Don't worry about that, and we'll be discussing about that in detail. But here I'm just giving some examples here. So Oracle is the SQL related databases. MySQL. For no SQL related databases, we'll be having something like here a MongoDB here. So or something like MongoDB or DynamoDB, something like that here will be there. And what is the meaning of SQL related database? Somebody might be having already idea like tables, right? Inside the database, we'll be storing the data in terms of tables here. Table is nothing but a strict one, right? That is like in a table, 4 or 5 columns will be there. Whenever a person enters the data, that data must be followed with that table structure only. So then only that can be stored inside the table here. So this is okay, fine with the applications which are working for one company or something like that. But nowadays, the number of platforms used in the social media industry has been increased, right? So at that time, what happens in the social media, we can't say like any data will come with a specific structure, right? Sometimes the data will come with only one what you call like suddenly in a file will come, or sometimes some message will come, sometimes some series of messages will come, right? That is like non-structured data will structure, unstructured data will be there. Sometimes structured data will be there, sometimes unstructured data will be there. If the data is unstructured, then we cannot store inside the SQL related databases. That's why we call it as structured query language. If the data is unstructured, then we have to use something called NoSQL related database. One among them is MongoDB here. So in our classes here, during our classes, what we'll be learning here is, so anyhow, we'll be learning this UI development, HTML, CSS, JavaScript we'll be learning. And along with that, one front-end framework we'll be learning here. That is like Angular framework we'll be learning here. And next year, something like Node will be developing our application layer, business layer, server with the help of Node language. And then we'll be storing our data into a database called here MongoDB. We can even use something like here MySQL also we can able to use here. But MongoDB is the fine one. Why? Because nowadays most of the applications are using database here, which is unstructured data related databases. That's why we'll be learning something like here MongoDB here. So then this is about our full-fledged application here. And but what about the term called full stack here? So full stack means in the industry, usually these people, whoever develops this presentation layer, usually they have one name to be called. That is like people call them in the industry as front-end developers. Who develops only front-end applications are known as front-end developers here. And the people who develops this one server side developers are something like some specific developers, assume like something a Java or Python developer. These people are called Java developers or Python developers here. And the people whoever work with a database here called database developers here, or if they are working with SQL related thing, then people will call as SQL developers here. So this kind of people will be working for any web-based applications. So in the industry, whatever may be the application, these three people, category of these three people will be working together. If your application is very small, then at least minimum one person from each category will be working here. Front-end developer will be there, and as well as a back-end developer will be there. That is like Java or Python developer, and even database side, one more person has to work. That is like a database or SQL developer has to work here. So this is okay, fine working. But if it is a very small application, also three kind of people are must and should be there, right? So earlier this scenario was fine, but nowadays what is happening is the companies are asking their employees to learn all these technologies, or rather they are forcing their employees to learn all these technologies. Why? Because in a rough example I can tell you something like, for front-end developer, a good front-end developer with some good amount of experience, assume like they have to provide something like some Indian currency, I'm telling something like 75K per month they have to pay. And assume like one more person is there, like backend developer 80K they have to pay. Okay, and some database person may be there, something like some around 70K they have to pay. Then in a month, for only for three people, assume like only small application, only one front end developer, one Java developer, and one database developer. So how much money they have to give in a month in the form of salary, CTC? Something around like 225K, right? Yeah, so means like 2.25 lakhs they have to pay. So instead of that, what they will be doing is they are asking their employees to learn all these technologies. That is like, if they are already a front-end developer, if they are already working as a front-end developer here, then they are asking them to learn some server-side technologies here. If they are already front-end developer, they are asking them to learn some server-side technologies. Any one of them, they are asking them to learn here. That is something like here. So they are forcing them to learn either Java or Node or Python, so that they can become full stack developers along with some database knowledge here. So not only this, some database here, any of the database knowledge they have to acquire here. So once they are done with this knowledge, then they are becoming the full stack developers here. Or the same story happens with the backend developers also, who are already working as the backend developers here. That is like either Java or Node, they are already working. Then what they are doing, they are asking their employees to learn certain UI technologies here. UI means user interface related technologies. So that is like either HTML, CSS. Here they have to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and something like here any one of the framework they have to learn here. So once they are done with this, then they also can be considered as a full stack developers here. So these people will become full stack developers, and these people also will become full stack developers here. So what is the advantage here? So the advantage will be there for both the people, both the sets, both parties, the companies as well as even the persons also will be there here. Why? Because see, I told you right here 2.25 lakhs per month, right? So instead of that, what they will be doing is they will be hiring only one full stack developers, or they will be forcing their employees to become the full stack developer, and there they will be paying for the same amount of experience. For they will be paying something around 1.25 or something like 1.4, so around 1.25 to something like 1.4K per month, something like that they will be paying here. So definitely what happens, the cost to the company will get decreases, and as well as even for the people who are already working as backend developer, if they learn some technologies and all they are working with the same project, they will be earning something more and all. This is with respect to commercial part I'm talking, but other than that, knowledge wide and all, this is very uh, what you call like flexible and as well as very encouraging approach to learn towards full stack development here. So full stack is nothing but a person who is responsible for the presentation layer of the application, and as well as the application layer, business layer of the application, as well as something like here a database layer also here. So he is responsible for all these activities, which means front end side he should be good at all these technologies which are mandatory technologies here. So that is like this is these are mandatory HTML, CSS and all, and these two they can learn any one of them, and here in these technologies they can learn any one of them. Here any one of the database they can able to learn here. So that is called what here full stack development. If a person choose Angular, Node, and as well as here MongoDB, as I already told you, for Node there are certain frameworks also available, right? For Java, Spring framework is there. For Node, Express is there, right? So for Python, Django is there, like that here. If any person learns Node here, so along with the Node, there will be certain framework also will be there here. That is called that framework will be there called what here Express framework. And if you are using something like here Java, then the framework would be different. Spring framework will be there. But if you are learning with this, then the advantage here is Java Angular is developed using JavaScript language at the back end only, and Node also will be developed using JavaScript Express also, and even your MongoDB database. If you want to work with Oracle or MySQL, we have to learn a language called SQL language. But if you want to work with MongoDB, you no need to learn anything like SQL language. If you know JavaScript, basic JavaScript, using JavaScript only, we will be developing the MongoDB database, writing the queries and extracting the data from the queries. That will be done with the help of JavaScript only. So if you know JavaScript, you can able to develop the front end as well as back end here, and as well as database development also you can able to do. So that's why we can call even it as a JavaScript full stack development here. So if you are learning Angular and Node Express with MongoDB, this has one special name is also there. So that is like UI development along with the main stack here. So that's why we call it as a main full stack here. And if anybody is interested with something like a React here, React is something different here, but which we usually not offer. Later we'll be learning the React here, and that is if anybody is interested, then we instead of Angular we'll be learning something like here React here. If MEN means M is MongoDB, E means Express here, N means Node, and A means Angular here. And one more full stack also will be there, that is like here MERN stack here, MERN full stack here. So that is like here MongoDB at the backend, Express and Node at the something like server side, and React will be there at the front end side application, front end side framework will be there. Then this will be considered as a MERN full stack here. So this is about your what is full stack development and how this full stack development has to uh, be started, and what exactly the meaning of front end developer and what back end development and what database development, and where exactly we will fall into the industry yet. And earlier these technologies and these categories are separate here, but nowadays everything is combined together, and companies are looking forward for the people who have the knowledge in all these technologies, not just in a single technology here. So this is called your complete full stack development here. Very web-based application. If you want to develop here, three-tier architecture will be there here. So this is about our full stack development course content. What is the different activities which is holding here? And if you have any doubts, you can ask me now, guys. If you have any doubts, you can unmute yourself and you can start asking me doubts. I will be happy to answer you.
Sir, what's the
And
course
within
duration?
what?
Course
Hello?
duration, sir.
Can you tell me again?
What is the course
Yeah,
duration?
the duration would be 50 to 60 days here. 2 months will be there. 50 to 60 working days.
What is the code editor you will be using, sir?
What is the?
Code editor. Code editor.
Yeah, Visual Studio Code we'll be using here, which is mostly used in the industry for the front-end application. Visual Studio Code will be using.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Will you provide the downloadable notes? Because we'll have to refer it later on once the lecture is over.
Yeah. We'll be providing that as well as not only the notes. Sometimes we'll be sending that notes also, and even every day once the class is completed, we'll be sending that recorded video also will be sent to you.
Oh, great. That's
So
very
for your
good. Yeah.
that recorded video just for reference purpose, we'll be sending that also. So in the evening time,
Okay.
we'll be sending that as well.
So all the lectures recorded will be sent. You will be sending it to us, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And here everything will be practical approach will be there, and for in the entire duration of our course, we'll be developing 2 to 3 applications. We'll be developing on our own here. Live applications will be developing here.
Okay. And the lectures will be 5 days a week, right? Not weekends, correct? Or every day?
Yeah, that depends on the mutual thing. That is like if all people are agreeing, and it would be 6 days, or mostly it will be 5 days.
Yeah. Okay. That's better. And the duration
Yeah.
is 1.5 hour or 2 hours or 1 hour. How much? What is the duration every day?
Yeah. The mostly it would be 1.5 hours.
1.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Will we have any assignments, sir? Daily assignments, like, or else after completion of
Yeah.
assignments?
Yeah, that depending on the topic, every 1 day or every 2 days will be I will be asking you to do some small activities in the form of assignments you can able to do. And once you are done with that, if you are having any queries with that and all, in the next class you can able to ask them. I will be happy to answer them, guys. I will be giving you
Okay.
some small activities.
The starting time will be 8 o'clock, right? Indian time.
Yeah, mostly, but the exact timings will be given to you after class. They'll
Yeah,
I have to check with the admin people. And
because I am in USA, Eastern Standard Time.
okay.
So because it's already 11:30 at night here almost. So
Okay.
I would like to know, what exactly will
Yeah,
be.
that will be communicated to you once the class
Okay.
is completed. Yeah,
Okay,
maybe by
sounds good.
tomorrow you'll be getting. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
I have to yeah I have to check with admin people for the exact timing, and they'll be letting you know. No problem.
All right. Thank you.
Sir, can you show us some real-time projects we'll be working on?
Yeah, we'll be developing the live projects here.
Can you show us a demo or overlook of that project?
Yeah, we'll be developing that. Already I developed some small kind of applications, some example kind of applications, mean CRUD application or something like some Angular application like that. I just developed here, and if you want to see that also, you can able to see here. To run this here, as it is not in the production environment, I have to run it through my command prompt here. I can able to run here. So I would like to call this application now. This is running. This will take some time to run here. Yeah. Hello, Sam. Would you please provide your contact details like your mail ID and contact number in the chat box to me
Okay.
or to Visual Path? You can. Yeah. So now I can able to run my application here. So to run such applications, you can use any of the browser you can able to use here, and you can run that. Hello, Sam. Are you able to hear me? Sam, you please provide your contact details so that they can intimate you about the timings and all. Yeah, so this application is running at 8080. That is not the desired application which I wanted here, not this one. Angular 2.1 application is there. Yeah, this is one small application here which I developed here. So this is about what you have to do. That is like to do here. I want to buy books. I want to go offline. So this is the front end part which you can able to see, right? And for back end also there is one database is there inside which you can able to see about this. To open that database, I have to open the MongoDB because I have used MongoDB for that, and I will open that MongoDB database now. I want to show you backend also, because you should know, right, whether it is storing inside the backend or not, or only it is showing in the front end side. You should know, right? So for that purpose, here I'm using the backend also here. So don't worry about how I am running and all. Why? Because when we are learning our course, at that time we will be learning extensively about how to run everything. Okay, here just for demo purpose, I am showing here quickly. I am showing. So this is the way how we'll be running the MongoDB server here. There will be certain commands will be there, and this is the way how we will be learning our Mongo client here. Yeah, so inside that how many databases already existed we can able to see here. Yeah, among which if you want to know what is the database you are working, if you want to know, so that database will be there. So I want to work with my database, something like MinStack is my database, I think. Yeah, inside that how many tables are there, something like here table structure will not be there, other kind of structure will be followed here. That is like collections and something like documents will be there here. Yeah, so to-dos is my collection here, and how to get the data from that is to-dos db data to-dos. Don't worry about this, again I'm telling you, don't worry about any command here. I'm just showing you this is like how many to-dos are there as of now. Yeah, how many are there? So forget about idea. Only text is there. I want to buy books, one is there, and I want to buy go to tomorrow is there, right? How many are there total? Just two are there, right? Yeah, so now observe, this is my application, right? Now here I want to add a new one here. Yeah, so I'm just writing something like I want to attend full stack course here, then add it. Yeah, so is it populated in the front side window, right? Yes, it is showing here 3 are added, right? But what I am telling is that the backend also that definitely will be updated here. So if you have doubt here, just do this and observe this. Yes, are we able to find this in the backend also, in the database also, right? Yeah, so this is what happens here. So now what I did is to remove anything here. I did here one checkbox is there, right? If I click this directly, it will be removed here. Yeah, I clicked it. Yeah, it is removed, right? Now how many are there? Only two are there. So in the backend also, whether it is removed or not, we can able to observe that one. So directly find it. Yeah, so now we are having only two here. I want to buy books is there, and I want to attend the full stack course is there. Right, clear guys here. So this is a full-fledged application which I develop, which is developed with small intention to write something like some to-dos application. So what has to be developed and all. And at the back end, what are the technologies I have used is Angular. I have used it for front end purpose. I have used Angular here, and back end purpose I have used something like Node and Express server here. I have used Node Express, and inside the database to store the data into the database I have used something like here MongoDB here. Clear guys? You
Sir, is
understood
this
this
the
small
project, main project, sir? The main project to learn complete new stack.
yeah, so but here I have done only one activity, right? Adding only data and just to do like this. The same activity we can develop something like here employees data here, right? So every day entering the details of the employee, maintaining the records of the employee, something like that we can able to do, or something like some small online kind of online shopping site, something like this, add to your cart and then buy it or something like that, you can able to develop. So this is some small idea I'm telling. So with one idea if you're having, with that we can able to develop the applications. But in our class we will be developing with one idea, we will be developing one or two applications we'll be developing, and I'm asking you people to do on your own also. Here we will be doing inside the class, definitely we'll be doing total 2 to 3 applications we'll be developing throughout our course, and along with that if you have your idea and you are developing something and that would be nice. Clear?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And if you have any other concerns, and you can ask me, no problem.
Sir, your profession means, are you a teacher by profession or a developer?
Hello, can you tell me again? I didn't hear you properly.
What about your professional background, sir? Are you a teacher by profession or are you working in any company as a developer?
Yeah, both. I will be doing the both here. I'll be working as a consultant, and as well as I'll by passion I am into teaching as well.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Other people, do you have any other queries to ask? You can ask now. I will be happy to answer you guys.
So when this class is going to be started, like this course, when it is going to be started?
Yeah, in couple of days, the course is going to get started, Nilesh. Here, in couple of days, it will be
Okay.
starting.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
most probably by Monday or Tuesday it will be starting, and mostly by Tuesday I think it will be
Okay.
started.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, other people, do you have any other concerns? You can ask me. And coming to the details of the course and all, start date and all, timings and all, they will let you know. Your contact details are there with them, right? They will mail you or they will ping you. No problem.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, guys. Any other concerns you have? You can ask me now. Else, we'll halt here, and I'm looking forward to meet you guys soon. Or if you have
Okay.
any other concerns, you
Thank
can
you.
ask me.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. I hope
Okay.
all of you are clear with all the things.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Okay.
thank you, guys. Thank you for your time, and
Okay.
I
Bye.
hope we'll meet. Okay, yeah.